Hello, I'm Jim Roberts. I'm host of Senior Living in Alexandria. This is a program put together by Senior Services of Alexandria, and it's a monthly program. We try to provide useful information, current issues, topics of interest, not just for seniors, of course, but in addition, family, friends, care providers, service program managers, the Alexandria community. And it's in that intent this month that we have, we're leading up to a health fair in May 29th at the Lee Center. Be sure and sign up and go to that because it's very worthwhile. But to lead into that information, we're going to get some useful information from Inova Alexandria Hospital. Jamie Grandic is here. She's the manager of clinical nutrition. Their program is co-host of that event, and she's here to tell us a little bit about what the program's going to be like. So Jamie, without further ado, it's very nice to have you here and to get kind of a preview of the health fair. But before we get into that, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into healthcare?
Sure, absolutely. So I've been in the hospital acute care setting for the past 16 years, so I love it. And certainly why I got into the healthcare field in the first place is just to help people. Mm-hmm. And I think oftentimes we think of the hospital setting being strictly you're sick and you come into the hospital for treatment.
Yeah.
And really, within Inova Alexandria Hospital and the entire Inova Health System, we really take every opportunity to also promote prevention and wellness. And so when our clinical nutrition team learned about this opportunity to share our knowledge with the Alexandria senior community, we were thrilled to have the opportunity. And I'd also, if I could, share a little bit about the keynote speaker.
Sure, yeah.
That will be speaking
Please.
at the May event. Her name is Emily Tolino, and she is also a registered dietitian at Inova Alexandria Hospital. She's been with us for about 2 years now. And currently within the hospital setting, Emily provides nutrition services to our neurosurgical, cardiovascular, intensive care patients, some of our medical surgical patients, and also she provides nutrition to our cardiopulmonary outpatient rehab program. And what I'd like to most highlight about Emily is just her passion for nutrition and wellness.
Okay.
And so I'm really excited for her to be able to have this opportunity to share her knowledge and excitement around nutrition and healthy aging with the Alexandria senior community.
Well, we'll look forward to hearing from her, and that'll be an exciting program. But let's get a little bit more about Inova Health System, and particularly the Alexandria Hospital. What exactly is your job? What do you do?
Sure. So I am the clinical nutrition manager. And I've been with Inova Alexandria for about 3 years now.
Okay.
I am a registered dietitian and also board certified in nutrition support. And so really, as the clinical nutrition manager, I do help manage the day-to-day activities of the clinical nutrition team, also work on policies and procedures for our department, and again, promoting wellness in addition to treating a variety of different disease states.
I'm hearing that there's kind of two basic functions, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think one is educational and informative, prevention wellness. That's galaxy of things. And then secondly, working collaboratively and closely with other members of a medical team.
Absolutely.
In terms of specific cases.
Absolutely.
And, because if I think about it, as you've mentioned, if you go in for an operating procedure or some medical procedure, there's a nutrition component to that. Tell me again on that side how those teams work. Are you consulted at the beginning?
Right.
Do you meet with the patients? Do you come in later? How do you serve a whole lot of people with a handful of people? How do you get organized?
I see. So we have a variety of different ways in which we screen patients at risk, at nutritional risk. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we are consulted. And we do like to get, to know about any patient that's at nutritional risk as soon as possible when they're admitted. So typically by physician consult or any interdisciplinary consult within the hospital, they will let us know if a patient needs our services. And then we go in and see them, fully assess them. Sometimes they require nutrition support, so tube feeding or IV nutrition. Other times they just need oral nutritional supplementation or therapeutic diet education, and then we follow them periodically throughout their stay.
Is that so? You're part of a team.
Exactly.
You may be engaged early. You may come in later. You may not have a particular need for that particular patient.
Right.
How do they decide, or what? I guess what are some of the kinds of issues where it would be important to have a nutritionist on your team? What sorts of cases?
Sure. So certainly if a patient has not been eating well for a set period of time, if they've had any unintentional weight loss, if they have wounds, particularly pressure ulcers, severe pressure ulcers, if they've had a prolonged period of time where they're not being able to eat at all. For example, when you talk about your surgical patients, oftentimes they have to be NPO going into surgery and extended period of NPO, or nothing by mouth. When I say NPO, I mean nothing by mouth after surgery. And so those are all times, if the patient is not able to eat by mouth, then we have to feed them through a tube that's placed into their nose, down into their stomach, or further down. Probably the most critical patients are the ones that we can't use their gastrointestinal tract at all, and we have to place an IV and feed them through their vein.
Is that usually is there a presiding doctor or physician that says, we've got such and such a patient, I need the help of a nutritionist in consultation before? Is that the way it works, or do you force yourself? I'm sorry,
No.
but you're overlooking some things?
No, oftentimes we are consulted, especially for gastrointestinal cases, or like I said, severe weight loss. The interdisciplinary team does typically notify us as soon as the patient comes into the hospital so that we can be a part of the case. And we work very closely with our physicians, our nurses, speech therapists, respiratory therapists, pretty much everyone on the multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary team.
How about the aftercare, after post-operative? Do you serve them while they're still in the hospital, or do you continue care once they've been released, or are in a rehab facility apart from the hospital? How does that work?
Yep, so we try to set them up for success while they're still in the hospital, and then we do refer patients for continued outpatient nutrition counseling after they leave as well for continued success.
Are you able to provide that service, or do you hand off to another?
So within the Inova system, we do continue that. So
Okay.
there is the Inova Center for Wellness and Metabolic Health, which actually has a location right in Alexandria off of King Street, where once you receive a referral from your physician, you can go in for one-on-one nutritional counseling with those outpatient registered dietitians.
Okay. We're going to have to take a break. When we come back, I'd like to talk a little bit about specific things that seniors might need, and then be sure you've explained a lot about the health fair, but be sure people understand what a great opportunity that is for learning more about themselves and community health. So we'll be back.
Great.
We'll be right back. We've done it once again. I'm pleased that I'm here with the chef, Madison Reeder. Today, she's here to give us another delicious recipe. Many of these recipes are ones that she originates. I'm not going to say made up, that she originates, and we're kind of the test for them, and she has been spectacular so far. So what spectacular recipe are we going to have for this month?
All right, so we are going to make a summer salsa today.
Summer salsa?
Yes, a pineapple salsa.
Salsa?
Yes, I know, I
Okay.
should have brought my maracas.
Maracas, we need maracas.
But this is a really simple recipe, and this is one that's great for seniors because if you still love to cook and be in the kitchen, you can do all of your chopping and dicing and impress your friends with your knife skills. Or if that's a little bit too complicated for you these days, you can get all this stuff completely ready for you at the store.
Buy it chopped and
Yes,
yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
So we're going to get right into it. This is a really simple one, so I'm excited to share this
When
one
you
with
say salsa, does that mean it might go with, I see we have some chips,
Oh, yes.
but what else could it go with, like meat or fish or?
Yeah, you could even put this like on top of a salad. You could put this on top
Okay.
of some
Eggs?
salmon. Put it with some
Scrambled
eggs
eggs?
for breakfast and like an
An
omelet.
all-purpose salsa that's healthy
Yes.
every single time you have it.
Yes,
All right.
exactly. Perfect.
All right, where do we start?
So we're going to start with our pineapple, since that's kind of the star of the show
Pineapple,
here, our
pineapple.
pineapple. So what I did was I just took a pineapple, cut the ends off, and diced it up into pretty small pieces here. Because it's a salsa, we want it to be able to comfortably fit on a chip, so we did dice it up pretty small. You could also use canned pineapple. I like fresh pineapple just because
Canned?
You could.
instead of this?
You certainly
All
could
right,
if it
you
was
could,
easier.
you could.
Yes.
All right, yes.
Yes, but the fresh pineapple definitely has a different
Oh,
flavor.
yes, much different.
Yes, so we're going to use that.
Okay.
Then we're going to add, because most salsas have a tomato base, we're going to add some tomatoes to that. So if you want to dump those in.
Oh, put those in? All right.
Yes, you certainly can.
There we go.
Making it all in one bowl here.
There we go.
Perfect. So we'll add that, and we're just going to give it a little bit of a stir to make sure all the flavors
Pineapple
are
and-
coming together.
That's an unusual combination, but
It is an unusual combination. It is, but it's
brilliant colors.
yes, it's beautiful for the summertime.
Yeah.
Yes, it's very good for the
Fresh
summertime.
tomatoes, fresh pineapple.
Yes, and the tomatoes are another thing where I bought the tomatoes. I recommend like a Roma tomato, but you could also use a plum tomato, a cherry tomato, whatever you prefer. And I diced those up real small, but you could also use a canned tomato if you were in a pinch or needed help with your cutting skills. You could also do that. Or in the fresh section of the grocery store, oftentimes now they have the tomatoes already chopped for you. So that's an option as well.
Would you want a tomato that's not real juicy, but is more intact? See what I mean?
So, and
Because it might
exactly,
blend in the
yes.
flavors.
So you do want to try to find one that is more intact. If you choose a juicier, bigger tomato, sometimes what you can do is you can cut out the seed portion of the center
Oh, okay.
and
then get
add
the-
that in.
Okay.
Yes,
Gives
exactly.
you some solid material.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
Boy, that
next what we're
smells
going to do is we're going to add some peppers and some onions. I wanted a variety of colors, so I used a red, a yellow, and a green pepper, and then some red onion to this as well. Want to dump that one on in
You
for
bet.
me? Okay.
I
You
have
can
to-
smell that. It
yes.
smells delicious. Perfect.
There we go. Here, put it over here?
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes, we're going to give it
Oh,
a nice
boy. That smells good.
stir here. And just look at those colors.
Yeah.
It's perfect
Yeah.
for our summertime. And
4th of
from
July or a picnic or...
exactly, from our tomatoes and from our pineapple, we're going to get some good vitamin C. So a lot of the seniors that I work with always tell me, "Oh, I won't get sick in the summertime." But the truth is we can get a summertime cold. So vitamin C really helps to fight that.
Okay.
Keep us healthy all year long. And then we want to add some extra flavor. So we're going to add some cilantro. We want about a 1/3 cup of cilantro.
Okay.
So we've done about a cup of everything so far, but this we're going to go a 1/3 cup.
All right.
So we're going to add that in. And you can really smell that.
Yep.
I find a lot of people either love or hate cilantro somewhere in the,
Right.
there's really no in
That-
between with
Nobody's
that.
neutral on cilantro. You
Correct.
can-
So you could always omit this if you wanted to, but I love the flavor that it brings
Let's go for it.
with the pineapple.
Right.
Really making sure that you're getting all these flavors together here.
Ooh,
All right.
boy.
And then the next thing, and I think that this will be, we want to put some lime juice in here. So if you give that a nice squeeze.
Oh, and you turn it.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, just squeeze.
Oh,
you
whoops.
Yep. And then you
Give
go
it an
that.
extra.
Perfect.
There.
And then when you open it up,
What do you
perfect.
put that in there?
Exactly. We're going to do the other one too.
All right. Boy, that smells good. Ooh,
Yes. That really does it for us. Yeah.
there's some adult beverages that you could have in the summertime with lime.
And this one would go really well with that
it
too.
would.
Oh, yeah.
There.
About a 1/3 cup of lime.
You done with that?
Yes.
I'll
Yep,
put it
we
over
are all
here.
done. Perfect.
Okay.
We'll mix this up as well.
Oh, boy.
And then you could add, if you wanted to, some salt or some pepper
Yeah, yeah.
to your taste. And then this is served best with some chips, whether some pita chips, some multigrain
Yeah,
chips.
I see you brought chips.
I did bring
What do you
chips.
think? We should do something with
I
them.
guess that means we have to give
whenever
it a
you're ready.
try. All right, let's
How
give
many
it a
minutes
try.
did this take? That wasn't very long.
Not very long at all. It's really
yeah.
that simple. So let's give it a try. Why don't you grab a
Well,
chip?
well, here, I'll serve you a chip. And
Thank you. And you can use whatever chip you like. These are a quinoa black bean chip.
Quinoa black
So they
bean.
have a little bit of protein in them. You know, I like to sneak some protein into our
let's-
snacks here.
let's see.
All right. Tell me what you think.
It was outstanding.
Thank you
The
very much.
pineapple is really sweet, and everything else kind of blends with it. Mm-hmm. That's
You
a
get
really
that
good
sweet
combination.
and that savory combination, and then the lime juice makes it so fresh.
You could put that on barbecue chicken, salmon.
You could put that on
You
anything.
could put
yes.
it on a hamburger, for heaven's sakes, and it'd be delicious. But
Yes.
it's good on this. These are good chips, too.
Well, thank you. I'm really glad that you enjoyed it.
So these are all original recipes. Mm-hmm. I
For the most part, yes,
And
they
they're
are.
going to be posted, and people can make these at home.
Absolutely.
I'm going to make some of this. That was easy to do.
All right. Well, I'm glad
Mind if
you
I
liked
have
it.
more?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
I think that's delicious. That's outstanding. All right. It's hard to eat salsa on television.
It is hard to eat chips and salsa on television.
It's very good.
But I'm glad you liked it.
That's terrific. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
You've done it again.
You're
Another
welcome.
smashing food display.
Thank
That's
you.
really good. Well, we're back. I'm here with Jamie Grandic. She's the manager of clinical nutrition at Inova Alexandria Hospital, part of the Inova healthcare system. We were talking about her role as a nutritionist as part of a care team that's put together for any number of patients, clients, people that are using the Inova system, but also has a community dimension, and we want to lead up to a health fair that she wants to talk about. To begin again where we were, what's the philosophy and focus on aging? What's the philosophy of Inova Alexandria Hospital, your philosophy in terms of issues of healthcare and aging? What sorts of things are there that you have to look at?
Sure. Well, our philosophy is really to create an environment that supports the health and well-being of not only our patients and our employees, but especially our community as well, by really focusing on prevention and health management. And a fun fact about Inova is we have been supporting the healthcare needs of the Alexandria community for over 30 years now. So we're really excited to be able to continue that support.
How about the aging part of it? What sorts of issues in your approach? Is there anything special about seniors, or
Sure.
I hope?
Absolutely. So that's what we'll be emphasizing at the health fair is really variety and balanced eating as it relates to aging, and what does adequate protein intake look like? What does adequate calorie intake look like in our senior population? And additionally, we'll be emphasizing easy to use, useful tools for success such as MyPlate, and really practical, simple ways to incorporate wellness into your everyday routine. So for example,
You mentioned MyPlate. What is MyPlate?
MyPlate is just a tool that you can use to make sure that you're eating balanced meals and a variety of foods from all of the food groups.
Is that an identifiable program, or I mean?
It is.
What-
It's a government actually
Oh.
program that you can find online, and you'll find out a lot more about it at the health fair.
So basically, give me a short description. So they give you calories? Do they give you suggested menus? Do they give you foods that you're not supposed? Is
Sure.
Twinkies in there?
Well, it is about everything in moderation, but with getting most of your foods from your main food groups, so your grains, your proteins, fruits, and vegetables. And yes, actually on the MyPlate website, you can find recipes that contain calories, et cetera, and sample meal plans. So it's really more about, instead of counting your calories, it's more about just eating a wide variety of foods and making sure you're eating the right amount of foods from all of the main food groups.
So does that mean that they also, if you are overweight or underweight, they would have a nutrition package that would help you gain or maybe control your weight?
Sure.
That'd be part of it?
Yes, so there
I
are
didn't know
tips.
about- So that's
tips on-
MyPlate is a government, okay.
Yep, and so and it's just one of many tools that you can use to help make sure that you're getting in all the nutrition that you need in our senior population.
What are some of the specific problems that you've run into that might be unique to seniors? I mean, what what's different about senior nutrition?
Right. Well, I think, like I mentioned earlier, making sure that you're getting in adequate protein and adequate calories. So as we age, we start to lose muscle, and ideally, we want to minimize that loss. So making sure that you're getting in enough calories and protein to support that. Also, that you're getting in all of the vitamins and minerals that you need to ensure that you're as healthy as you can possibly be. So and I think there's also a fitness component too that plays a part into it, and that's why some of our suggestions as we go into the spring season is potentially going out to your local farmers market in Alexandria to get
Okay.
fresh fruits and vegetables, maybe trying an outdoor Tai Chi or yoga class, maybe chair yoga, those kinds of tips.
We want to end with the health fair, of course, but what other things do you do to get your ideas, your programs, your diets, your information to seniors? What else do you do?
So I think first and foremost, I would invite our senior population to go to our website, inova.org, and really search all of our wellness opportunities. I'd also like to invite the Alexandria community to reach out to the Inova Center for Wellness and Metabolic Health that I mentioned earlier, because we do indeed have a site right in Alexandria off of King Street. And again, you can get that one-on-one nutrition counseling with a registered
facility?
So you can call to set up an appointment.
Oh, okay.
And you can find that all on the Inova Center for Wellness and Metabolic Health website. You do need a referral form from your physician, but after you have that, then you can have that one-on-one nutrition counseling with a registered dietitian.
Do most of the physicians that work with seniors, are they aware of those programs and could give a referral?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. We're going to run out of time, but give us a little bit more of a glimpse of what to expect at the health fair. Why should somebody come to the health fair?
So really, it's just about eating healthy and aging well. And like I said, we'll have a lot of great tips on how you can do that. So easy ways to incorporate healthy and health and wellness into your day-to-day routine.
And I understand there will be some health assessments that you can take your blood pressure or
That's correct.
you can get some numbers
Yes.
on your health, which is always good.
Yes.
Part of that. Well, that sounds like a great program, a great opportunity, and an opportunity to learn more about nutrition. I think all of us could use that.
Yes.
So appreciate it. Well, thank you for coming and
Happy to be
relaying
here.
that and give us a preview of the health fair and Inova's role in that. We really appreciate that. And I'm sure there are things I need to learn about nutrition and health that you may have taught me. So I appreciate it very much.
Great.
Thank you very
so much. Appreciate it.
it.